Got to be careful what I say about Virat Kohli because it makes headlines. I think he'll do well. He's had a good win in Sri Lanka, and it's very few sides in the past decade have won away from home, so that's a good feather in his cap to have. I haven't seen him captain enough, but I assume by the way he plays the game that he's out there to win. He plays aggressively, and I guess his captaincy is probably a bit in the Sourav Ganguly mode, where it can be in your face, and you can be a little bit prickly at times, but I don't mind that. That's happy to see that. So he's that type of captain. He's never going to back down. He's never going to be trampled upon by the opposition. So that's a good thing for India, that he'll stand up for the team. He'll go well. I mean, he's a very talented player and a good leader, and he loves playing cricket. He likes a challenge, and he's ready for it. He wants to take on the captaincy. I think that's the most important thing for a captain, that you've actually got to want to be a captain. If you're just put into that role and you haven't got your heart totally in it, it's a very difficult position, but he wants to be captain, and he'll do very well. Well, they're going to be different. You want them to be different. I think it'd be terrible if his captains were exactly the same. You want to bring something new to the table. I think sometimes you've got to reinvigorate the squad, and he'll have a lot of new players coming in as well, so he's got to captain his style, and those younger players will follow him. So you've got to give him 12 months to see what his style is. I think he'll be pretty aggressive, but when you've got a new, inexperienced team, it's not as easy to be as aggressive as you've got an experienced side. So he's got to find his feet, and they've got to get to know each other, all the players, under his leadership. So I think we can better assess where he's at in 12 months' time. Every team's always in transition. I mean, you're pretty much changing unless you've got an incredible side. I was lucky that we had a pretty steady side for a long time, but most teams are sort of permanently in transition because there's injuries and a lot of cricket, and those things happen. So you've got to have depth to be the number one side in the world these days. You've probably got to have a squad of 15 or 20 really good players. You can't just carry it with 11 or 12. And we've got some good young players coming through, and once they get their chances, they'll prove to the world that they're more than capable. I think a player to look out for is someone like Usman Khawaja, who I think will do very well in the next 12 months. So we'll have players coming through, and I'm really looking forward to both the Marsh brothers doing well. I think if they can have a good, the sort of middle order core for Australia, which is what we've been lacking a bit. A gentleman's game. Well, I don't know what a gentleman's game means, but it's played in, as long as it's played in the right spirit. You want to have passion. I mean, you'd be disappointed if your Indian side weren't passionate, because they're representing 1.2 billion people. Australian side, we're representing 24 million people. We've got a proud history. There's a lot at stake when you play for your country. So you want passion. Sometimes that can just bubble over, but you want to see that in play. You want to see emotion. You want to see them really wanting to do well. Of course, you don't want to cross that line where it's unsportsmanlike. That can happen in any sport or any form of business, or that happens occasionally. So look, I think we want to see players with emotion and passion.